Hey everyone, welcome to the show. This is JR, founder and CEO of Social Market, here with the Social Ledger Report. Let's talk about Donald Trump. Just last week, actually, he signed an executive order saying that, hey, people cannot put Bitcoin and crypto on their 401k retirement plans. As you can see on this headline, this is from CoinDesk. So a couple of thoughts that I have about that is, yes, that's amazing. It's been shown that with the current price of Bitcoin and the patterns that we've seen it go, it's outperformed the S&P 500 more than any other asset. And traditionally, the S&P 500 is supposed to be the safest form of investment. So I'm not a financial advisor, but if you go on YouTube, you go anywhere, financial advisors are always going to push for the S&P 500. I think it's smart. I think personally, I do have some Bitcoin. I have more Bitcoin than I do with the S&P 500. So in my portfolio. So for those reasons, I'm excited. And we've already seen Bitcoin and crypto have an influence on people's 401k because, again, people are not only putting the money in the S&P 500, which the S&P 500 is a coalition almost of the biggest 500 companies in that index. And among them recently was Coinbase. Coinbase was added around May, and you're effectively almost in a way putting Bitcoin on your 401k. But now it will officially be Bitcoin itself that will be in your 401k. I think that's amazing. In this article, one thing to know here, it says, what to know: Donald Trump signed an executive order Thursday to open a 401k retirement plans to a broader swath of investments, including cryptocurrencies. So yeah, broader swath of investments. I think it also includes private equity. And private companies can actually get into people's 401k. So that's going to be interesting. We've already kind of seen that. My 401k is managed by a private firm. That happens with anyone else in certain companies. I know if you work in some tech jobs, some tech corporations like Google, Meta, sometimes they let people have a financial advisor or a financial company manage their portfolio. So that's not uncommon, but this could probably expand further than that. I mean, there's one way to find out in the future. Also, the order directs the Department of Labor and Securities Exchange Commission to go through rulemaking processes to revise guidance for retirement accounts. Trump also signed an order directing bank regulators to prevent debanking. Now, I think debanking is amazing. I think this is influenced heavily on one of the experiences that the Donald Trump children had. In consensus, Eric Trump talked about how he was debanked. His family was debanked at one point. I think it was after the January 6th insurrection, which, I mean, I'm not gonna talk about that. It's not really related, except that because of all that commotion, for lack of a better word, the Trump name was kind of ruined. So because of that, people or banks were debanking the Trump brothers. So I guess that's why they also opted into Bitcoin, if you think about it, or crypto, because crypto is bankless. I know Donald Trump Jr. also talked about it in Bitcoin 2025. That's kind of where they're coming from. They do have firsthand experience with this. So now I'm seeing Donald Trump, the father, create some sort of regulation that says, hey, you cannot debank people. We'll see what happens with that. So this is from the Wall Street Journal opinion. And this is just an opinion from them. It says, Trump plans to give your 401k a boost. His order on alternative investments will make it possible to realize much stronger returns. So yeah, it's kind of like I said. I mean, Bitcoin has outperformed the S&P 500 before. The same people who said, hey, your money's going to go to zero if you put your money in Bitcoin, they're now saying, hey, it's actually going to boost your 401k. So just follow the money, guys. That's all you got to do. Don't even listen to me. Just follow the fucking money, So anyways, the article says that President Trump issued an executive order. This 401k inclusion includes a private equity, real estate, and digital assets such as Bitcoin. This would allow them to achieve better returns on their savings. It's kind of interesting that we're adding private equity and real estate, aside from Bitcoin, into the 401k investments. I mean, I guess if you think about it, real estate, some assets do appreciate better than the S&P 500. But as far as stocks and all that, it's the king of it's supposed to be the S&P 500, I believe. Real estate is interesting. I wonder how that would look like. Maybe that's where private equity could come in handy, but who knows? So, I mean, I have more questions than I have answers, so I probably shouldn't give you more than that. I think that would be irresponsible. What I'm going to say for now is expect more Bitcoin to be part of your life in your financial life. You know, in this case, with your retirement, people could already put Bitcoin spots on their Roth IRA. So I'm only seeing news on 401k, not for the Roth IRA, which is a big difference. But I digress. I'm just here to give you the news.